Welcome to my backyard. You're literally in my backyard here, isn't it gorgeous? I just had to take a break from all the commotion around Voices.com because sometimes I need to clear my mind because I can't think clearly anymore when everybody's writing to me. Said, Paul, what should we do now? Voices.com is starting this platform called Voices AI, where they create a new way of accessing artificial voices. Is it going to cut into our business? Yes, of course it is. How will I be affected, and what shall I do with my career? Should I just find something else to do? Or do I still stand a chance in this marketplace where people seem to be more and more interested in artificial voices? You know, I think it's ironic that people gravitate to something that's artificial. You know, that's the first clue. I don't like it and I don't want it. And I think that people, if given the choice, can choose between a reasonably priced real voice, a genuine human voice with thoughts and feelings, emotions, with warmth, with flexibility, and a choice between something artificial. What are you going to do, you know? Have you ever seen artificial flowers? They're fake, they're terrible, they're horrible. Maybe they'll last a long time, but you know they're not real. And people ultimately, I think, want the real deal, and that's what you and I offer. So that's one of the reasons I'm not afraid of artificial voices. Because let's say they're making an artificial voice of my voice, right? They're creating a synthetic model of my voice. Even that very best version of that model of my voice will never be as good as I am. And I'm not telling you this because I'm an arrogant prick. No, because I know that I have something to bring to the table that nobody else has, that no machine can ever emulate. I have a heart, I have a soul, I have a passion for my profession. And I know that if a session director asks me to give them 20, 30 different reads of that same script, I can do that on the fly, something that no machine will ever do. Because a machine is programmed to do the same thing in the same way every single time. It's consistent. It's dead. And we are alive. We can be inconsistent, and inconsistency means that there's variation. And variation means that things are interesting because things are more of the same, it's bland, and it does not communicate to people. So I think there will always be a need for people like you and me who put their heart and soul in whatever they record. And that's our ticket to the future. Now, if you cannot prove that you are better than a machine, then you're kind of screwed. I'm sorry for you, but yeah. So what a lot of people, I think, need to do that are afraid of their careers right now is that they have to make the switch from being a voiceover to becoming a voice actor. A voiceover is somebody who can read texts. A voiceover is somebody who can really embody a character and give a text a character as well. Somebody who can bring out the emotional aspect instead of just reading the lines. No, a voice actor is somebody who makes music. A voiceover is somebody who just plays the notes, if you feel the difference. As long as you can make music, you'll have a job. Because we've seen the same thing happen in the world of music, by the way, when virtual instruments were created. People were afraid, oh my gosh, if you can now create a virtual flute or virtual violin or virtual voices, will this mean the end of professional musicians? Well, this was about maybe 15, 20 years ago when people started doing that. I don't know how old synthesizers are that try to make synthetic noises, recreating instruments, but they've been around for a long time, but people are still going to concerts. We still have symphony orchestras, we still have live music and bands. So even though people were very afraid that they would take away jobs from musicians, they have not done that. You know, one thing that they can recreate pretty well is a virtual piano. You know, there's so many digital pianos that you can buy that almost sound like the real thing, yet even though they sound like the real thing, people are still buying real pianos. They do. And there is something about the authenticity of the instrument that can never be replicated. And it's the same thing with people like you and me who do what we do. So, in terms of Voices.com, what should you do? Some people have asked me, should I just stop being a member? Should I just hand in my resignation and say, okay, cancel my membership, give me a refund? I'm not sure if they're into giving refunds, but you can cancel your membership if you don't like what Voices.com is doing, but that's your decision. It's not mine. You run your business the way you want to do it. Because I know that a lot of people depend on a company like Voices.com for their jobs. It's a very convenient way to land voiceover jobs. and they provide a lot of people a lot of work. I'm not saying that it's all bad. I know that there's people that are good people who work in that company that are invested in helping you build your career. Unfortunately, there's some aspects of that business that don't appeal to me and don't jive with my ethics and morals. So I've decided to say goodbye to that company, but that's not my decision to make for you. You have to weigh the pros and cons. But once you decide to part with Voices.com, just don't cancel your membership online. Just call customer service and tell them your reasons, because they need to know that people are disenchanted, that people are unhappy with the way they run their business and the new platform that's being created. And give them a signal. Let them know what you think, okay? Because that's so important. If you just quit, they'd have no idea why you're doing that. And let them know what you think and what your reasons are for no longer wanting to become a Voices.com member. But again, it's your decision, not mine. I'm not going to tell you how to run your business. I can tell you how I run my business. I, instead of chasing jobs, have become a person who wants to attract jobs. So chasing jobs is somebody who goes to their email inbox every morning and looks at all the auditions that come in from different pay-to-play websites. And you make yourself dependent on a company that you do not control. And I never want to be dependent on something that I don't control. The only thing I can control is me, how I behave in the marketplace, what I do, and how I deal with clients. Voices.com does not want you to talk to clients because they're afraid that once you exchange contact information, they won't use their services. They're so afraid that you cannot talk to your clients. Well, I want to offer that special service that clients only can get from me, that they get in touch with me directly. I answer the phone. I write their invoices. I provide the goods. That's me. That's something that a big company like Voices.com can never offer. Unparalleled customer service. And by the way, in the back, that's my studio. Isn't it pretty? So I distinguish myself by just being me and being the person that answers the phone and does all the work and deals with the after service, all the things that go into running a business. That is me. What you see is what you get, and what you hear is what you get. And that's been my main selling point, I guess, because there's nobody like me, just like there's nobody like you. You should remember that, because the AI companies are trying to tell the people that they can replace you by machines. You're not worthy, you're not good enough. We could just clone your voice, and that's just as good as the real thing. No, it's not. It's not the real deal. It's fake. It's tricking people to believing that they can replicate a voice. But you know what? If you can choose between a real painting or reproduction, what is preferable? What is more valuable? Of course, it's a real thing. But you have to add value, and you have to sell that added value to a client. So you need to learn more about selling yourself, becoming better at what you do, and offering more added value than any voice company can ever offer. And that's an ongoing thing for me. And if you're interested in the art of adding value and how to relate to clients and how to position yourself in the market, the only thing I can ask you to do is just keep on following this channel, my account. I write a new blog about the business of being in business every single week. Sometimes, like this week, maybe 2 blogs a week. There's a new story on Instagram as well. And if you like what you hear, and if you'd like to be inspired and stay inspired and create a community together of people who feel that what I say is resonating with them, just stay in touch. Stay in touch with this Dutch guy who walks you through his backyard in the northeast kingdom of Vermont. Because I've been in business for quite a long time, and I figured out a few things that I think you can learn from, I hope you will learn from, and be inspired by, because that is my main mission in life now. Not to be some successful voiceover and become a voiceover VIP. I'm not interested in that at all. But my main interest is in helping other people become successful, and which means really realizing a life that they dream of and being able to make a living by just doing what they're good at and doing what they love best above all other things, which is how I started. And so the only thing I can ask you is keep on following me, stay connected, and I hope to see you next time, okay? Don't lose courage. Believe in yourself add value, be kind to your customers and kind to yourself. Bye.